Don't change that dial. It's time for your go-to source for all things entertainment and caffeinated. Now give it up and welcome to the stage, Eva and DJ!
I'm DJ Blokzyl.
And I'm Eva Crowe.
And this is the Inks and Lattes podcast, where we're spilling the ink and dishing out drinks.
So DJ and I are both members of the Creative Coffee Cafe Discord network, this amazing place where creatives can come together, chill, bounce ideas, and get support from their fellow creatives. It's an amazing community, and now we're going to feature some new work from some of our talented members.
Yeah, today we're going to tell you about an upcoming anthology release, That Which Whispers, featuring cafe member Drea Laj. That Which Whispers is the second anthology from the Black Cat Publishing House in Victoria, British Columbia. Dre's story, Tome of the Abyss, is one of 13 witchy tales. After seeing a young girl's cataclysmic future, a witch faces a terrible decision: save the girl or save the world. In present-day central Vancouver Island, an ancient forest witch saves a young girl, Sarah, from two boys who are bullying her. The witch tires of these encounters with humans, but the forest is her home. Before she can send the girl on her way, however, she sees an apocalyptic vision with the girl leading the destruction. Uncertain of what to do, she accidentally befriends Sarah. The witch then realizes through subsequent visions that her and Sarah's fates are intertwined, and the future is not set in stone, and that by understanding the visions, the witch can atone for past misdeeds.
13 mystical tales of witches await you, each cast against the naturally enchanted backdrop of the Pacific Northwest of British Columbia, set in rainy cities and old-growth forests, on eerie shoals and in boutique shops. This cauldron of stories features writers from across Western Canada, including works by S.M. Bako, Joel McKay, Delaney Vallon, Jade Grieve, Emily Osborne, Lord Gislason, Drea Laj, Haley Healy, Kendo Bistretson, K.T. Wagner, Rekla Kerr, Colleen Anderson, and Shannon Sin. That Which Whispers may charm, hex, or entrance you. The question remains, do you dare enter this realm of mystery and magic? The anthology is now available on Amazon, so be sure to snag your copy now, and don't forget to leave a review.
And just a quick reminder of some other great CCC-related things. Aster at Aster's Mystic Bedhead has a shop on Ko-fi. Check out Aster's tiny art and snag your own adorable, one-of-a-kind piece of Aster's tiny art.
And Luna Wolf Wyoming Designs has all kinds of beautiful tumblers, mugs, and stemless wine tumblers. Again, they offer pre-made designs and they also accept custom orders. Owner and creator Vicky has put out an amazing special dripping creativity tumbler, and 15% of the sales on those go back into the Creative Coffee Cafe. Okay, so now it's time for our topic of the week. This one is kind of an interesting topic, I feel like. It is the de-evolution of CGI. I'm kind of excited to talk about this one, actually.
Yeah, like I remember when we first talked about doing this one, and it was just to end up starting as a discussion about it, and then we're like, wait, why don't we just do an episode about this? Because honestly, I wanted to dig deeper too. We both ended up wanting to dig deep into why it feels like, whether it is or not, it feels like CGI is worse now than it was when it first started. Like when it first became a thing, when like Jurassic Park and like Terminator and all the ones really started using CGI to really make things a little bit more realistic in that sense. And it feels like a lot of those movies back then, it was really impressive. It was really cool. And now it almost feels like it feels like it's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, and I did a little deep diving into it because I was like, we can't be the only people feeling this way, right? Like, people have to be noticing that CGI sometimes feels like you said, like it's getting worse somehow with technology. Like you would think, if you think back to the old CGI, like obviously like Twister had CGI in it,
Yeah,
but like,
that was a huge
and
one.
it was amazing. Like to this day, we've talked about Twister before. To this day, it holds up. It looks amazing. And so when I was looking into it, one of the things I kind of noticed was that the movies that are dubbed like the worst CGI, a lot of them tend to be something with the fact that CGI has become less of like a complement to a film and more of the main part of the film. Like, it used to be you would use a splash of CGI here and there for those really epic scenes. And I feel like good CGI, we shouldn't be able to tell it's CGI unless we just really deep dive into it. But just visually looking at it, you should not be able to tell that that's CGI. And that's the problem with a lot of these is like
Yeah,
it's no longer just like a little thing they use to enhance a scene. It's becoming almost like a crutch for some of these films where they're dependent on CGI way too much.
yeah, that's some of the research I did. That's what been another problem is where it feels the problem with a lot of CGI these days is that it's made directors get to the point where before it would be a thing like, okay, we'll do the scene and then we'll add a little bit of
Mhm.
CGI to make it look better, which is what they did in Jurassic Park. In
Right.
the original Jurassic Park, a lot of it was
And like
animatronics, and then
puppetry
they
and
added some
right.
CGI. Yeah, and so it was complementing the thing that they were already in the movie. It wasn't relying on the CGI in order to have a good story. It was using CGI to enhance the story that they already wanted to tell.
Right.
Whereas now, it feels like in some cases, yeah, it feels like they're just like, hey, can we got CGI now? Can we do this? And instead of like thinking like, all right, but will it even look good?
Right.
In that kind of way. And they rely on it looking good. They rely on the CGI to the point where even if it doesn't look good, they have
Mhm.
to do that CGI because they've relied on that scene being in the movie in order for them it to work. So they can't just be like, well, it's not looking good. We're just not going to include that scene. And it's like, well, no, we can't because it's part of the movie. We
Right.
can't just not have that scene. So they just leave it in there and be like, ah, whatever. People will overlook it.
Yeah.
And then, but it's just it takes it out of the movie so much when it's that
It
bad.
does. And like Jurassic Park is a really good example because like you said, the 90s Jurassic Park, the OG original Jurassic Park is fantastic. You can watch that to this day and those dinosaurs, they look real. Even the ones like their puppetry mixed with CGI, but they look legit. Like they look real. There was never a time where we were watching that and we were like, "Oh, that's clearly computer generated," you know, clearly.
Yeah,
But like
exactly.
you look at Jurassic World from 2015. And like, don't get me wrong, do I like the new Jurassic Park movies? Sure. I don't hate them. I think they hold my interest, but it's distinctly different. Like the velociraptor scenes in that film look 100% CGI. They just do. And like part of me wondered, do we just recognize CGI more now because we're getting used to it? But then the more I dove into it, the more I started seeing things pointed out that I wouldn't have necessarily realized as one of the reasons CGI looks bad now. But one of them was that the physics are being ignored in some of these films.
Yep.
And
That was something I found
yes,
too.
like
Yeah.
one of them that you never really think about, but you're like, they're doing things, some of these characters are doing things in these films that are physically impossible for a human being to do. And so they're ignoring physics and gravity and inertia. Like they're ignoring the laws of motion that we all know and recognize. So when you see it, it feels disingenuous. You know what I mean?
I feel like yeah, I feel like a lot of what's happening is that because of the reliance on CGI, there's I feel like there's a loss of the fundamentals of
Hmm.
filmmaking, of camera
It's
work,
almost
of
making it
stuff like that,
lazy.
because yeah, well, it's just like well, because they're using the CGI like you said before
Hmm.
as a crutch, and another thing I was reading that even a lot of graphics people are having problems with
Hmm.
is that directors are just doing stuff and they're not retaking stuff. They'll do a take and it won't be perfect. They'll do like, oh, we'll just fix it in
Yeah.
post.
Yep.
We'll do it in post production. We'll let the graphics people fix it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically it's lazy. It's lazy. It's just like, oh, we don't want to have to pay to do another take. We don't have to do another take. We'll
Hmm.
just fix it in post. It's that kind of idea. And that's where again you get more where it's just we'll fix it in post, and it doesn't look as good as it could if you did it another take. It's funny actually. When in one of my classes last year, well, in radio in specific actually, which is kind of I know it's not filmmaking, but it has the same principle in that one of the things our professor mentioned all the time is that when we're recording stuff, when we're making something for radio, when we're doing an audio
Mm-hmm.
recording, sure, we can use things like Adobe Audition or some other like program in order to make it sound better. But the best way to make your recording sound better, if it didn't sound perfect, is to do it again.
Right. Right. And a lot of that's getting
Like you can fix
lost.
it, but it's just not going to be as good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just not going to be as good if you do the editing, like because it doesn't feel as natural or real
Right.
when you're doing the editing. It's almost like it feels too perfect
Yeah.
in some cases. It's got that uncanny valley effect to it.
Right. For sure. For sure. I agree with that completely. Um, I guess, should we move on to our picks?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, sure. We can go on to that.
And you should go first this time because I went first last time. So we'll let you
Okay,
go first.
you did. All right. So okay, I didn't think much about what my pick was going to be at first, but then when I was looking through some movie, I'm just like, all right, let's go. I'll go through some movies that are people think of bad CGI, and when I got to one, I'm just like, oh my god, yes, this is a perfect example because it's a movie that I love.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it has examples of good CGI, but it also has examples of really, really poor
Mm-hmm.
CGI. The Matrix Reloaded. So not the original Matrix. The original Matrix was actually really
It
good when
is.
it came to
Mm-hmm.
CGI. Like it was, and that's why that original one holds up so well.
Yeah.
Some of the filmmaking, and again, it goes back to I think that they used a lot of the practical effects. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember when the first King movie came out, and I was watching some of the behind the scenes stuff, and the thing that they used were what they did was they had a whole bunch of cameras set up around the scene in like a circle,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's how they got those slow motion
Like the
shots
bullet
was by having all
scenes.
those cameras go off. Yeah, the bullet time was basically done where you had a whole bunch of cameras set up around the scene that would all like take the picture in really fast, like
Succession,
milliseconds,
yeah.
so that like frame by frame, yeah, frame by frame succession as they did the scene, so that when it went, and then they would put it together in post, and that would make it look like it was going in slow motion, and that would make it so that they could have the camera rotating around the scene and make it look like that camera is rotating around the scene while the scene is going on. And I think
Right.
that's another thing I wanted to mention that I think that filmmakers have lost is remembering that there's supposed to be a camera in these scenes. There's some
Mm-hmm.
scenes I remember. I was reading one thing in Jurassic World specifically, where you have the raptors. They're going up to find the big dinosaur. I can't remember what it's called, and he's riding along them on the motorcycle with them. And then you realize, as if you watch that scene, you realize that there's no way you could actually film that scene the way that it is done. And I think in some ways we don't think about it, but that can kind of take you out of the scene, and that it takes you out and makes you realize this is not real.
Right. For sure. It does.
This is not actually happening. It makes you realize, okay, this is CGI. Like it's really cool,
Mm-hmm.
but it's cool in the sense of CGI, but it's not. It doesn't make for a good as good of a movie experience in that kind of sense, because I feel like one of the things that you need to have for a movie is you need to have that sense of you're not watching a movie.
Right. Like it.
Or the suspension of disbelief, they call it. You need to
Right.
believe that you're actually there.
Yeah, exactly. And there are
And
just
so, yeah.
they're depending on it so much. It's ruining
But
things.
anyway, getting back to the Matrix, yeah, getting back to the Matrix Reloaded, there are some really good scenes in there, like the scene, the original fight scene where he's fighting the one person who's guarding the Oracle. Like that fight scene is really good, and then the scene in the staircase area there, where he's fighting all a bunch of people. I love that. Is one of my favorite fight scenes of all time.
Mhm.
Done so well. But then you have the penultimate one, but like the big
Mhm.
action scene where Neo is fighting all the
Like
Smiths.
100.
And, yeah, that's such bad CGI. Oh my god, that was awful. Like, it was one of those scenes where I feel like they did it because they
Uh-huh.
could, and it's like, yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool in the sense of look what we can do, but in sense of just like enhancing the movie, it was kind of like, no, it didn't enhance the experience for me. It
Right.
just like it was really cool, but that's all it was just really cool. Did not it completely takes you out of just like, okay, I'm watching no, I'm watching a bunch of CGI people fight another CGI
And
person. Is what it feels like. It doesn't feel like you're watching Neo fight a bunch of Smiths. It
right.
feels like you're watching a
Yes.
CGI Neo fight a bunch of
It
CGI Smiths.
almost
And same with when the it, go
sorry, it
ahead.
almost feels like a video game. Cutscene is almost what it reminds me of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like I'm not watching a movie. I'm playing a video game. Except I'm not actually playing a video game. I want to watch a movie.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too
And
where
then the scene at the end of the highway
oh yeah.
scene too, where he's where the thing explodes and you see him flying
Mhm.
off after, and you're just like, okay. And honestly, any scene where he's flying, just no, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it does not. It does not feel like I'm watching a real person flying. It feels like I'm watching a CGI version of Neo flying
Yeah, and
everywhere.
like to the credit of Keanu Reeves, who we love, obviously, he's amazing. You look at movies like John Wick, which is a fantastic franchise, and
Yes,
he is a
yes.
badass in that movie, and he is fighting tons of people at one time, so they could have easily done something in that vein and just slightly switch it up. It would have been every bit as impressive, and like John Wick is Keanu Reeves doing these amazing choreographed fight scenes with all the like I mean John Wick's taken out what 20 dudes in a scene sometimes like and it's
And
believable and it's
practical
real,
effects
right?
there.
It's him. Like if you ever watch the like bonus features on that stuff, they are like choreographed dances. It's incredible the fight scenes in John Wick and like how much time they put into it. And it's just kind of like goes to show the difference between like somewhat lazy option of just we can just CGI it or the time and the effort it takes to put into a detailed, realistic fight scene. Like he could have
Hmm.
easily, they could have gone that
Yep.
route and they just didn't. It's like, okay, I guess we're just not going to do it
Yep.
anymore. Like,
And it's really, I think people really appreciate because if you think about it, think of how beloved the John Wick
yeah,
movies are. People love them, and I feel like they wouldn't have been as beloved if it had been all just
right,
CGI stuff. And that's why I think like you look, everyone loves the original Jurassic Park movies. Well, okay, maybe three definitely doesn't hold up as well. Two isn't bad, but the original one, everyone loves the
right.
original one. Jurassic World, like people love the Jurassic World series, but I feel it doesn't have that same kind of
Yeah,
beloved um,
yeah,
feeling that the original does. Like they're good, but they're not like, oh my god,
yeah.
this is one of the
They're
best
just
movies of all
different.
time kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, did you have anything else you want to do about?
Anyway,
Okay.
your turn. We'll do your pick.
um,
No, no, I think I covered because basically, like I say, I love there's some scenes in the Matrix Reloaded that are really good, but when it's bad, it's really
yeah,
bad, and it sucks. 'Cause I love the Matrix trilogy, the entire trilogy, one of my favorite trilogy of all
right.
time. But that's just the
You
CGI.
can't win
Oh,
them
oh, it's
all.
so bad. No,
There was bound to
no.
be one. So my pick is the movie Cats. So I'm a big musical theater fan. I love musicals. I love all the singing. Like if people break out into song, it is my favorite thing. I know it's not for everybody. I love it. It's like I have friends that are like, "Why are people singing?" And I'm like, "It doesn't matter. It's just the way it is. Like accept it." But so I love Cats, right? I don't know if you've ever seen Cats, DJ, the movie or the play, the musical.
I have not seen. I know some of the songs
Mhm.
from it because, like we've said before, we're both choir
Mhm.
people, and so there's some of the songs that I have done in
Right.
choir. So I know of the song, but I've never actually seen the movie. Like I really even know what it's
Yeah.
about. Actually, to
It's
be
okay.
honest with
So
you.
back in, I want to say, don't quote me on the date, either late 80s, early 90s, they did a live TV version of Cats. Like, you know how sometimes they'll do like these live musical versions for like holidays and stuff. They did one of Cats.
Hmm.
Cats has always been this amazing Broadway musical where they're dressed as cats and like the costuming is incredible. They obviously still look like humans and like, but they very much look like cats. It's amazing. Oh, the movie Cats was one of the biggest disappointments of my cinema life. And I love,
I know it's definitely one that's talked
yeah.
about one of the worst
hmm
movies of
And like,
all
it,
time.
it breaks my heart because the music in Cats is phenomenal. It is. It just is. And the music in the movie is also phenomenal. You've got Taylor Swift, you've got Idris Elba, you've got Jennifer Hudson, who I love. However, the entire movie is
However,
basically CGI. And it's so terribly done. I'm talking things from like what they did was they made them look like actual cats, but they like transposed the character's face on it and not well either. Like honestly, it would have been
ah,
better if they did anything else. I mean I would have preferred to see actual human beings dressed as cats. Like that's what I would have preferred.
you know, I'm thinking it's like, remember when Sonic the Hedgehog was first
Mhm.
revealed, and everyone
Yeah.
everyone's hated the original. I'm guessing it's probably something along those lines where it's just like it just
Mhm.
looks
It looks
wrong.
weird.
We can't tell you why it
Yeah.
looks wrong, but it looks wrong.
And
It looks
like
weird. Yeah. And at least they were smart enough to just be like, okay, you know what, we're gonna scrap it and we're gonna make it look like, and then they figured out how to make it look like what people were actually satisfied
right.
with it. Just the difference is with cats, they just didn't do that at all. And they
No.
ran with it
Yeah.
and were
They were
just like,
just
what?
like, this is
Really?
great. People are going to love it. And people were like, no, it's creepy and weird. And like, I love cats, right? But it's also not just the look of the cats themselves that is bad. It's little things like there's certain scenes, and this was another reason of why CGI seems worse now, is people are constantly picking out mistakes and lazy CGI. And Cats is a perfect example of that. There are scenes where there's human hands on the cats. Like you couldn't even put paws on all of them. Like there was no guy in the editing going, hey, that cat still has human hands. That cat needs paws. No, just random human hands on the cats. And you're like, what? What is the point of
My,
making them
my
look like cats with all this CGI if you're not even going to do it well? Like you're doing it in a lazy manner.
Yeah, at that point, why are you even CGI
Yes,
in the
like
first place? At that point, why not just have
dressed as
actual
cats.
humans
That
dressed
would have
up
been
as
an amazing,
cats?
that probably would have won Oscars for costume design. You know what I mean? Like you can do so much and you
Yeah,
could have used a tiny bit of CGI, but no. And then the other big thing that makes it extra weird is the scale is off. It's like the most rushed movie. It feels like they literally threw it together and were like, well, we hit our deadline. Let's just put it out there. That's what Cats feels like. The only saving grace for that movie is the music is good because the music is good from the musical. It's nothing to do with the film itself.
it's the music. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
it's luckily
music.
like you can't go wrong with Jennifer Hudson. She's a powerhouse. She's amazing. Obviously, Taylor Swift is in there too. There's a bunch of famous people in that movie. Tons of people. I think Rebel Wilson is in it. James Corden is in it. Like a ton of people were in that film, and I'm like, it had all the makings for a fantastic musical turned movie, and they just butchered it. And like I will forever just go back to the 80s, late 80s, early 90s version that was live. People dressed as cats on TV. It's so much better. It's 1,000 times better. But like, yeah, the scale is completely off. So like we all have seen cats. You know how big a cat should be in retrospect to a chair. The scale is so off that they're tiny. They look tiny compared to the environment in half the scenes. And it's so off-putting because you're like, why is that cat so tiny? And it's just weird. Like, it's the weirdest. It was honestly like the biggest disappointment because the musical, it does not do the musical justice in any way, shape, or form, obviously, besides the music itself, which the movie had nothing to do with. They just got good singers and had them do it, do their thing. Like, Jennifer Hudson can't be bad.
Yeah,
Like, she doesn't have it in her to be bad.
and it's kind of. So one question about cats, though. So in cats, are they supposed to be like half
No,
human, half
they're
cat, or
cats.
are they actually
Yeah,
supposed to
they're just
just be
cats.
cats? They're just supposed to be
hmm
cats. So there's no, because I'm thinking like the only reason that you have half humans, half cats in the theater is because that's the only way that you can do it in theater. Whereas in
Right,
a movie, you can actually make
right.
them cats. So it's like, why are you still making them look like humans? This isn't a theater production. This is an
Yeah.
actual movie. Pick
Like,
one or
it's
the
terrible.
other.
Yeah, it's really terrible. Because like, I'll have to show you, like, on the side when we're done, I'll have to show you an image from the musical that they did live on TV. And, like, yes, clearly it's people doing ballet and singing in cats' costumes, but it's amazing. And we know that's what it is, so we don't need to be
Well,
fooled.
it's theater.
Right,
You're yeah. It's theater. You don't need to worry about whether you're
right,
watching. Like, yeah, you're going. The suspension of belief goes along with the fact that you're watching
right.
it in theater. There's obviously going to be some things that you have to be able to
Use your
like.
imagination a little
Yeah,
bit. Like, right, that would have been fine.
yeah,
But
exactly.
instead, they were like, let's superimpose all these humans' faces on cats so we can recognize the big actors. But like everything with it is just bad. It's just off. It's the weirdest thing. I watched it and I heard all the bad hype about it, and I was like, You know what? No, I love cats. I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it." And the whole time I was watching it, I was just thinking, I hate this. I hate this so much. The music is,
Your expectations were low, and yet they still
yeah,
exceeded those low
I was
expectations that
like,
we
if it
were
wasn't for the music, I
expecting.
would be turning this off already. But the music is very good in Cats, so I kept it going. But that was the only thing that saved it for me. And like, that's why you never really hear about it anymore. It was like a big deal when they were announcing that they were doing it.
Other than it'll probably just be a case
Oh,
study of like how to do
it's
bad
literally ranked like
CGI,
one of the
and that's probably just
worst.
the only reason
Hmm.
people will know. Yeah, like it'll live on in history in
Yeah.
infamy,
For what
basically,
a
is what it
colossal
is.
piece of shit it was. That's exactly what it will be remembered for. Not the amazing cast, not the amazing score, and the songs that are wonderful. Like Memory is one of the most amazing Broadway songs ever written.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
Jennifer
yep,
Hudson does
yep.
like,
I've
and,
sung that one
yeah, and
before. I
it's
know that one.
amazing. And it just, the movie just butchered it. Like, luckily, like I said, the soundtrack is fine because the music is good. But other than that, it's a crap show.
But you don't need a movie to have a good
Hmm.
soundtrack anyway. Like you can do that
Right.
without the
And so,
movie.
like, I will forever just watch the old school on TV version of people in cat costume because the costuming was amazing. Even back then, it was incredible. You could tell they were cats, and it was obviously like people dressed, and it was wonderful. It was delightful. Everybody loved it. That's why it's one of the most beloved musicals of all time. And they just did it dirty. They just did. So, yeah, but that was my pick, Cat. So if you want to check it out, feel free to check it out, but keep your expectations low.
Be warned.
Yeah.
Be
So
warned.
that's going to wrap up this week's episode of Inks and Lattes. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We are here every Wednesday as part of the Dripping Creativity podcast hosted by the amazing Chris Corvin. If you haven't subscribed already, please be sure to do so.
And if you want more information about the Creative Coffee Cafe and how you can get involved, you can go to the website creativecoffeecafe.com. Get more information there. There's a sign up form for the Discord. You can find there as well. You can join us on the Discord. We're there all the time. And lastly, if you have news or projects or anything like that you want to share, such as the one that we just shared earlier, send it over to submit@creativecoffeecafe.com. And if we can, we'll get it on the next episode. Thanks again for tuning in to Inks and Lattes, where we're spilling the ink and dishing out drinks. Have a good week.